Hello. The purpose of this video is to give a tutorial on how to install EarthSiege 2 on a modern computer. Here I'm using Windows 10. Should be fine to do the same set of stuff here for Windows 7, probably Windows 8 as well. So anyway, if you have EarthSiege 2's disk, which you can get online at tribesuniverse.com now. Hi-Rez Studios has released the game for free. But if you have the disc and you get it into your CD-ROM drive, then the contents will look like this. The disk expects you to use an installation program that is on it through its auto run. Unfortunately, this doesn't work very well. So fortunately, we can get around that. It turns out that for the most part, all the installation program does is just copy all of the contents of the CD to wherever you specify on your disk. So let's go ahead and just do that. I do already have EarthSiege 2 in a folder on my computer, obviously. So let me just go ahead and for an example, just make EarthSiege 2. Actually, that's a bad idea. I'm pretty sure you need to not have any spaces. Okay, so then you can just copy and paste, and that will get the program onto your computer, but we're not done yet. There are a couple fixes we'll have to do to the installation itself, but if you want to use the joystick, like a normal USB joystick, that sort of thing wasn't around back in the day. This program expects more of like the set of pins that plugs in directly into your sound card. Those types of joysticks haven't been made in quite some time. So if you want to get that to work, and if you want to avoid some, not all, but some of the crashes that the game tends to encounter, then we'll need the assistance of the Microsoft Application Compatibility Toolkit. Just search for this and make sure you're getting it from Microsoft.com. And it will install onto your computer a set of tools you can use to modify how Windows runs presumably old programs. So if you go down, Microsoft Application Compatibility Toolkit, this is what will be installed. The one that we care about is Compatibility Administrator, 32-bit. It will ask to confirm that you are an administrator, and this is what it'll look like. What you will do is you'll create a new compatibility database that tells the computer how you want EarthSiege 2 to run, and then we will install that database, and it will use it whenever you use EarthSiege 2 in the future. So to start that, create new application fix. The names up here don't really matter. I'll just go ahead and call it EarthSiege 2 just so that we understand what we're working with. And I will wait for a little bit here for EarthSiege 2 to finish copying onto the hard drive before I continue. There will be a couple of files I need to change inside of EarthSiege 2 once we get there. But first I'll deal with the compatibility settings. Another change we will have to make pertains to the video files in the game. A lot of what makes EarthSiege 2 cool is General Gearling praising your successes and cajoling you for your failures. So go ahead and continue to the end of this video if you want to see how to get all of that to work. If you don't do the changes to the AVI files that I'll describe at the end, then the audio will work, but not the video for all of the in-between mission cutscenes. Looks like we're finishing up here. All right. So, browse. Let's go look at Sierra, EarthSiege 2, and we want to apply this to EarthSiege. It's called es.exe. So, we do not need to run the general compatibility mode from this option. We do want 256 color. We also will need to change some things in the next list here. This is all of the options that you could not have altered just with the Properties tab. So, let's scroll down. If you want the joystick to work, then emulate joystick here will take care of that. This way, just as long as you have a USB joystick attached to your computer, then you can use the joystick for EarthSiege 2. Let's see. And the other thing we need to change is called Global Memory Status Lie. Essentially, this reports how much memory your computer has in a format that Windows 95 understands. Windows 95 could not have ever fathomed having more than 2 gigabytes of memory, which most computers these days have. So checking this will prevent a large number of crashes due to the program erroneously thinking you're out of memory. Here, this next page shows what the computer is going to check to try to confirm that the program you're running is the program you want to apply these compatibility settings to. If you hit auto generate, then it'll just pick kind of arbitrarily a bunch of files that were in the executables folder. However, since we're going to be changing the AVI files, we don't want it to confirm that the AVI files are identical because we're going to be changing them. So if you see any AVI files, then go ahead and click Remove File on each of those. All right. And now you have created the database. In fact, we should just rename it to ES2Fix or something like that. So, save the database. We'll put it in here, EarthSiege 2, ES2Fix, and then install it. When you run install there, that's what actually puts in the registry values that tells the computer to run the game this way. We're not quite done yet. If we get back into EarthSiege 2 now, this is on the hard drive. There are a couple more files we need to change here before the game will work. One is ddraw.dll. This essentially is DirectX 1. But if you try to run Windows 95's DirectX 1 on a modern computer, that doesn't really work out too well. So just go ahead and delete that. Instead, the game will try to run ddraw.dll, and it'll be redirected by Windows to an actual version of DirectDraw. So everything will be okay there. The other thing we need to change is in the data folder. There needs to be a file called drive.cfg. There isn't one. That file was supposed to be created by the installation program. So I'll load up Notepad here, and we will create our own. All you need to do is put the path to EarthSiege 2, just this portion here, and you need to put that in twice. One of these lines is supposed to be where the program is installed on your hard disk, and the other one is supposed to be the location of your CD drive. We're actually using our hard disk as though it were the CD drive. So we can just do it this way. So now go to Save As. Switch to all files so you can select the appropriate extension. Normally, a Notepad would just save as a .txt file. We'll go to EarthSiege 2 Data and drive.cfg. Actually, at the moment, I'm forgetting whether it's drive.cfg or drives.cfg. Let me check. It is just drive.cfg. Good. So once we have put in drive.cfg and we have removed ddraw.dll from EarthSiege 2's folder, now the game should run, sort of. So the opening video did not play there. You can change preferences here. Do not go to full screen. That will not work very well. But yeah, now the game's working, but we won't actually have any video. To get video working, we need to deal with this AVI folder. This AVI folder has a lot of videos in it that are in the Indio 3.2 codec. That codec had some security flaws. So as a result, Windows just terminated support for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace all of these files that are in the wrong codec, or at least a useless codec. And we will use, I did the Cinepack codec. Doesn't necessarily matter. If you are comfortable doing video editing yourself, you can go ahead and do the codec conversion. These are all just 15 frame per second Indio 3.2 codec video files, and you change them over to something else. Cinepack is fine, and voila. However, if you don't want to mess with doing that yourself, I have already done the effort for you. In the description of this video, there will be a link to where I have placed this file, avi.zip. This zip file, if you get it from my Google Drive, and I have a link to it in the description to this video, this has all of the AVI files that you need. So just go ahead and select all of them, copy, go into EarthSiege 2, AVI, paste, or oops, not skip, paste, replace files in the destination. And now, whenever you load EarthSiege 2, it will actually work with the videos. So, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, go ahead and post comments, and I'll try to address them. Good luck, have fun, bye-bye.